Good afternoon. Buenas tardes. Welcome to United Latinas Cafecito. My name is Valerie Zolezzi-Wyndham, and I'm a board member. And so excited to be with you all here today and to welcome my good friend and accountability amiga, Jeannie Marmol. Welcome.
Hello, Valerie. How are you today?
I am great. Because I'm seeing you, and we're going to have a great conversation.
We do. Every time we meet, we have great conversations, and it goes on and on and on. And I can't get enough. And then I miss you, and then I want to come back to it. So,
ditto to all of that. This is the second time that I'm hosting one of the cafecitos, and so I'm very excited to be here. We are here every week at 1 o'clock on Wednesdays, and we hope you'll join us again next week. Jeannie, I want to start by inviting you to just share a little bit about yourself. You are doing amazing things in a few different places, and so tell us briefly about that work.
Yeah, I definitely have a few things going on, which is part of, my model. So some of you may know, if not, please follow me on LinkedIn, on IG, on TikTok. Like, I'm all over social media, even though I was never a social media person. But it's the new world we kind of live in. So I have a company called Millionaire Latina. And I started this company a couple of years ago. And the whole purpose of Millionaire Latina, Valerie, is to really inspire, motivate, provide actual tips and guidance to Latinas around the world that are inspiring to be millionaires. And when I mean the world, and when I mean the word millionaire, I really want to expand that definition as well. I don't just mean the millions in the bank. And trust me, that's awesome. And I want that too. And aspiring to those things. But the millionaire, that sense of freedom, right? Of the financial freedom that allowing you to do whatever it is that makes you happy. Okay. So for some folks, that's going to be, hey, I want to go back to Venezuela, Santo Domingo, Puerto Rico, and have a business there and, just have a kind of freedom that I always wanted to, not worrying about how I'm going to pay the bills, but really enjoy my life and get back to the community. For some other people will be, hey, I want a penthouse in the middle of Manhattan or Miami, which is where I'm at, and live, that kind of lifestyle. So whatever that lifestyle means for you, it's really just a way to motivate, guide Latinas to take that step to get there, right? When I was growing up, I didn't see a lot of that. I saw Latinas that did well, but they were all movie stars mainly. And I just wanted a role model of everyday people, of women like me, that look like me, that had my same experience. Like, I'm an immigrant from Santo Domingo. I came here when I was 5, and how they did it to really navigate through financial crisis and really understand how to grow their wealth and really understand how to protect it and pass it on to their kids. And still today, we have that gap of knowledge, confidence, and role models. So hence, I created a company called Millionaire Latina. And in this company, I do one-on-one coaching. I do group workshops. I do keynote speaking. And if you follow me on my social medias, I give a lot of tips and the simple things you can do to get there. And on top of that, to put it all together, I'm writing a book called Millionaire Latinas, which is coming out soon, which gives you all of these things in one shot. So.
Awesome, Jeannie. I know I learn a lot from your social media, but also from the conversations that we have together that, help you, help me, and I think help both of us to have somebody who is standing with us, next to us, right? Encouraging, empowering, maybe sometimes pushing, right? Pushing. So that we can get the confidence to do what we need to achieve. So I definitely agree. You all should follow Jeannie. And so let's talk a little bit more about what it means to be an accountability amiga. Maybe I'll share the story of how I met Jeannie, and then I'll ask her to talk about how we build community. So we were in Miami, your city, and just started to have some conversation about our goals, and found out we had a few things in common. I also came here to the U.S. when I was 5 for the first time, to Chicago, and so we share some things in similarity that I think gave us the comfort to start building community and to see that maybe there were some things I could support you with, and there were some things that you could support me with. And I think we have, one, just made a new friend and found community that I know, at least for me, holds me accountable. And so I'd love for you to talk about why finding community is so important, how it has helped you, and also how it helps the people who you work with.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of my number one personal pillars is community, and it's the way I met you. I think Valerie, the work you're doing is incredibly important, needed, right? But it's not easy, right? So when we met, it was actually almost exactly a year ago.
Yeah.
We started talking about how, you're an immigrant, and what you do, which I think is incredibly awesome, right, around D&I, and how you really need to be around other people that really encourage you, because they are really tough days. So we talk about role models when we did the introduction. Like, that's community. Community is being able to find someone that is doing something really great that maybe you're not doing so great at, that can help you and give you tips and push you, right? So we have this, every person has it. I think especially Latinas, because we try to be perfectionists. We want to do everything. Oh, you can't do it. Maybe you shouldn't do it. Oh my God, what am I thinking of doing it, right? This little voice. But if you find yourself in a community, right, and have amigas that hold you accountable, I'm going to push you, right? And I'm going to say, hey, Val, you've done X, Y, and Z. You can do this other part, right? And that's how our relationship started, like me challenging you to do some things to grow in a certain way. And you doing that for me as well, right? So you are incredible on LinkedIn and always posting and giving advice. And I said to you at the beginning of the year, oh my God, Valerie, I need to do that, right? And you challenged me to do it. And I said, I will. So now I'm posting at least once a week on LinkedIn because of the challenge you gave to me. And it feels amazing, because at the end of the day, we are accomplishing what we want, which is reaching as many people as we can to make a difference. Right. So that's that part of that community. If I didn't have community, and community could be you and I, or community could be a group of amigas, it really depends. And they can also be different types of community. I have the community with you, which we talk about how to grow your business, right? You're challenging me on my social media. Then I have community with another person, and it's about her growing her personal brand. So that's a different type of community. So community can mean very different things for people. But at the end of the day, what we have learned, and what I want, especially Latina out there, like, you need people around you that think like you, that are pushing you, that have the same goals as you, to be able to get to the next level. It just makes it so much easier and a lot more fun.
It does make it a lot more fun. Right. It absolutely makes it a lot more fun. So I'm going to hit pause for just a second. I introduced myself and United Latinas, but I did not introduce my business. And so I am the CEO and founder of Promoting Good, a diversity, equity, and inclusion consulting firm. And a lot of people ask me if my company is a nonprofit, and I could have gone that route, but I didn't, because Latinas need to make money. I need to make money, and people should pay for the work that I do with them. And so you have absolutely been helpful in helping me to think about, because I'm often thinking about the work that I do, not always thinking about what I need to do to keep my business moving. And so when I think about community, I need a community that I can talk to about the challenges of being a coach, of being a facilitator, of helping my clients. And I need a community that can help me be a leader. And I need a community that can help me build my business. And so we have needs for different kinds of community. And I think often, it's easier to be in community with whom you're very comfortable, and to not seek community with people who are going to challenge you or hold you accountable. And when we do that, we can be sort of stuck where we are and not progress. And so I want to use that as a way to ask you another question, which is, how do we get ourselves out of that place where we're comfortable? How do we change mindset so that we can do what your mission is about, right? Which is building the vision for ourselves, right? And the mission that we can thrive, right? By being a Latina, a millionaire Latina, right? Or whatever other goal you have. So
Right.
how do we do that?
So I love the question, and I think it goes right into what we should talk about community, right? So a lot of women out there have, hey, I have 3 friends. They're great. I have known them forever. And that's great. And you need those, right? That's the one you call at 10 p.m. at night because your kid won't go to sleep and, oh my God, what do I do? Or you just had a fight with, your other half and you need to talk to somebody. Yes. But the community we're talking about is what is going to allow you to push and grow, right? Beyond your limits, right? So, and you want someone, believe it or not, who's actually almost like a third party, right? Like, I know your business, I know what you're trying to accomplish, but I'm not around like your everyday employees or your friends there every single day. So I can look at it from a third person perspective and say, Valerie, have you thought of XYZ? And are you pushing yourself that way? And it's not going to be awkward for you. Oh, she knows these people. She might look at me funny, or right. And it's not awkward for me because my job is to push you to the next level. So you got to find those people, that community that is going to do that for you. Right. And I put that as part of I say to people, you need to have a boardroom and who are those people in your boardroom. Right. And we're not talking about the amigas you hang out and have drinks with every day. And trust me and Valerie has had drinks, guys. That's okay. But who's in your boardroom that is going to push you to be a better leader person or whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, right? Because everybody needs that. And the way you find that is you got to put yourself out there, right? Yeah. There's tons of networking events. There's tons of places you can go. There's tons of meetings you can join. And you'll just naturally, if that is your focus, will find that person or those people that kind of fill that void. Because that's the only way you're going to grow, right? So have a boardroom. Think about the people that you need in your boardroom that are going to make you better, that are going to lead you to the next level, right? And if you're missing some of those folks, hey, reach out. Either go to networking events, look it up. I have found some of the people in my boardroom just by on LinkedIn, right? I never met them. And now they are in my boardroom because they kind of fulfill something that I need. So you just have to be able to put yourself out there and understand what is it that you need to get to that next level.
No, I think that's totally right. And one of the things that I love about United Latinas, and one of the reasons why I joined the board, is that I'm an extreme extrovert, right? I love being in community. I go to events, I meet people, right? That's how you and I met. And there are other people for whom that kind of community creation isn't in their wheelhouse. They're not going to thrive in that space. That's not what they want to do. And so I think one of the beautiful things about United Latinas and the Mighty Network Hub is that you don't have to go to a big event. You can go onto the portal and you can identify folks who might have a gift that you need. And somebody might share that they have a need, and then you can provide that for them. So I think Jeannie's offering some suggestions for how you can go about building your community, but there isn't just one way. I think the key is that you need to identify the skill sets that you need. And you're talking about that, right? What are the skill sets that your boardroom requires? And then figure out what way works for you so that you can fill those slots.
And then you just ask for coffee, virtual coffee. Yeah. Look, there's actually a woman on right now out there in LinkedIn, Sharon Jackson. And we just asked for coffee. And now we have never met in person, but we have had virtual coffee several times. We have spoken on the phone several times. She's on my boardroom, right? And she's doing incredible things with, the group she's part of. And again, it was just the LinkedIn, hey, I would love to connect. I think we have some synergies together. I would love to pick your brain. And you'd be surprised the people that say, oh, yes, absolutely, 15, 20 minutes. And that works. And if gone really well. So
that's awesome. And that brings me to another thing that we had said we wanted to talk about, which is, I think it is, I think some of us are more willing and more comfortable asking for help than others. And there's lots of complicated reasons for that. I was with a client of mine this morning, and we were talking about whether he really understands whether everyone is asking for the help that they need within his team, and why it might be that some people are more comfortable asking for help than others, right? And I know that for me, especially when I was still practicing law, there was a sense, right, that I needed to show that I was capable, because of course there's people who are questioning whether you're capable. And so it feels like a weakness to say that you need help. And so we don't ask for help. But other people are asking for help, or they're being offered help. So talk to me a little bit about how we can change that mindset and seek what we need so that we can thrive.
I agree. So I used to be one of those people. So I'll be honest with you. It took me a really, really long time before I was able to say I need help. And I think it's culturally, I think there's tons of reasons behind it. I think one of the primary ones, what you mentioned, like asking for help equals weakness, and that is not true, right? Asking for help is being smart. And that's what we have to change the narrative to. Asking for help is being smart. Asking for help is showing that you're human. Okay, we have this superwoman syndrome, like we help everybody else, but we don't need any help. I need a lot of freaking help.
Yep.
And at the end of the day, you just have to be okay with it. Understand that it's not a weakness. It's actually, it releases so much stress, right? You're not perfect, and it's okay not to be perfect, and it's okay not having to do it. Like I remember, especially when my daughter's 18 now, so she's almost going to college. But I remember being a new mom and feeling like I had to be a mom. I was working a full-time executive job. I had to come home and be a wife at that point. And everything was like I had to make all these things be perfect. And I remember the stress, and it was just so hard, and burning myself out more than once. And we got to change that narrative, right? We got to take care of yourself mentally, physically, so that you can be the best version for others, right? And we have to change that narrative. And asking for help is the first part of changing that narrative, right? And you can ask for help like, hey, I need help with the house things, or I need help with, the kids or whatever, but also like, hey, I need help in my business. I need help me as a leader. I joined, so United Latinas, I'm with you. I love the app. I joined these speaking circles, and people are like, whoa, why would you join the speaking circles? You speak all the time. I do, but I always want to get better.
Yeah.
And that's a way of me asking for help. I join a circle that is focused on certain things. So it's not always like, some people will be like, well, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, somebody help me. You can take actions that's showing that is okay, right? I joined the board at my daughter's school because I wanted help in being a better mom and being more involved, right? That's the way of asking for help as well. So we have to change our definition of asking for help, change our narrative around asking for help, right? And it's okay. And if it didn't work out, try it again and do it differently. And then have amigas that you're like, I screwed this up, or I need help.
Right.
Valerie needed something recently. I can't do it, but I knew somebody that could help her. So I made that connection. And you'll be surprised, like, people want to help. Like, no one has ever called me and said, I need this, and I have not said, I will help.
Right.
And if I said I can't do it, because we have to learn how to say no sometimes, right? Because we can't be at all places at all time. But if I can do that, I definitely go, hey, I can do it, or I know someone else that can do it for you.
Yeah. No, I think that's so powerful. The other thing that I want to say is, all of us make mistakes, and it's in how we respond to that mistake that shows our true capacity, right? Our true leadership. And so I think that's one of the most powerful moments when we should be asking for help, because a mistake is really an opportunity to do something better. Um, and and so that's the moment where you want to have that boardroom ready to go so that they can help you strategize about how you turn that failure or that mistake right into your next success.
Mm-hmm.
And it can feel, I think sometimes we can be tempted to pretend the mistake didn't happen. um, but that's, that is a recipe for disaster, because then you either, you look avoidant, or you just stay stuck right where it is that you are. And so we don't want to do that. I want to say that as much as we have to work on changing our mindset, sometimes I may not see where I need help. And I think that's where we can be that accountability amiga, by offering help. So, each of us have had a friend at some point, or maybe a loved one or a colleague at work who we know is stuck.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to have more courage and be that accountability amiga and offer the help, even if we don't know whether they're going to say yes, even if it's just to get to them to realize that there's something that they might want to think about. Because sometimes someone's not ready to ask for the help because they don't even know they need it.
Yeah.
And so I wonder if you've had that situation, and what your advice is for somebody who is seeing that opportunity and maybe nervous about doing something or saying something.
So doing something new or changing is always scary.
Yeah.
It's always scary. I don't care how simple it is or complex, because you're going out of your comfort zone, and we only grow and get better when we get out of our comfort zone. Okay. Tons of people have dealt with, I know that they need to be pushed in a certain way. All right. And so when I do my coaching, right, like I'll get to know you really well, but I'll say to you, I'm a pain, and I will push you, and I will text you, and I will email you, because that is my role. Right. And you cancel an appointment with me, by next week, I'm not letting you cancel it, because you are avoiding it because it's painful, hard to do. And then you get on the call and you say to me, oh my God, that was awful. I said, I know, that was the purpose, right? Because only when you're uncomfortable are you willing to change. That's just human behavior,
Yeah.
right? And I have had tons of people, and a thing for me, right? And don't get me wrong, guys, I am scared all the time, right? But I have people in my boardroom that remind me, one, what my goal is, my why behind that goal, right? And remind me of my past accomplishments and say, you can do this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't do this. Yes, you can, right? So I have it, I need it, right? And people are that beacon for me. And then your job is, as you come around to other people, you're the beacon for them, right? I had a client this morning text me, said, oh my God, I just had a panic attack. She's starting a new business, like literally, like incorporated last week. We're going through that process. I'm helping her. And she's like, Jeannie, I can't do it, right? I sent her a voice text back saying, yes, you can, because you are so-and-so and you're freaking rocking it. And we're going to do this, and you're pushing. And she sent back a smiley face. Like, she just needed that, like, person that believes, saw the vision, know it can get done, and that's going to, like, keep pushing her, even if she's having this middle panic attack. Because it's really scary to go from corporate, getting this paycheck every 2 weeks, to, like, I'm starting this freaking business. Oh, my God, right? And that was this morning, like at 8 a.m., she sent me that. And I was like, you got it, right? I'm on her boardroom.
Right.
Right. And the same way I'm on hers, I have people on mine, because I need the same push. Right. And that's just the way we have to have, going back to the whole community and helping each other. And hey, unidas somos más, right? So that's a big part of what I talk about.
No, I think that's right. And when you were describing that situation, what I could imagine happening for your client is, when we're launching something and that vision is really clear and our values are really clear because we're in that, upward looking way, it's like we see everything without a haze. And then when we start to get scared, when we start to get nervous, it's like this haze starts to cover the values and our mission. And so we sort of forget about it. And so what you're talking about is the important role we play as accountability amigas in like removing that haze and reminding the person, right, that they're just seeing a cloud. The dream is still there and they can achieve it, but they sort of something has happened, right, that is blurring their vision. And that is such a powerful gift.
So everyone, look at your boardroom, right? I know we're coming up time soon, but look at your boardroom. Think about what is it. Everybody needs help and everything, right? Look at your boardroom, see where you have some gaps. You don't have to work on all of them together, right? Remember, we don't want you to burn out, but pick one or two that are really important for you this year, the next 3 months, the next 90, whatever it is, that are going to help you get better, that are going to help you get to that next level, right? And that's how you do it. You're 1% better every day. 1% better every day. And think about it. Are you the same person today that you were last year? I'm not.
Yeah.
I have grown. Thanks to Valerie. I'm on LinkedIn once a week.
I know. And soon it'll be like twice a week.
Yeah. So see, she's already pushing me the twice. And she will be like, did you post? So, you got to look at your boardroom. Sometimes people inspire you in ways you didn't even realize.
Yeah.
So look at the boardroom, find the community, figure out who it is that you need, and start the conversation. Hey, the worst you can get is, hey, no, I can't do that. I can't help, whatever. But maybe this person can.
Right.
So
no, that's absolutely right. Jeannie, this has been a pleasure. I know we're going to talk offline after this. And because that's how we are accountable with each other. Thank you so much for the time. Thank you everyone who joined us for United Latinas Cafecito. We are on all social media. If you want a community of amazing Latinas who have each other's back and who uplift each other, please join our community. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. And do one thing to help another person reach their goal and ask one person for help. That's our closing tip for the day. And we'll see you.
Tell them how they can find you.
Oh,
help you.
Thank you, Jeannie. So I'm the CEO and founder of Promoting Good. And so you can find me on LinkedIn and Instagram and Facebook at Promoting Good. Thank you so much, Jeannie, for being my advocate and connect with Jeannie as well. Have a beautiful day, everyone.
Jeannie Marmol on LinkedIn, on IG, and all of that, and millionairelatina.com, jeanniemarmol.com. So my name is pretty unique, so I get lucky. Follow me there. And if I can help and be in your boardroom, let me know. And the same thing for Valerie. She's pretty amazing. And thank you, United Latinas. You girls are amazing. I love being part of this community. So
awesome. Thank you. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.
Bye.